Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a contouring and highlight video using powders, and yeah, this video is going to be long, so if you don't like long videos you can gladly leave this video and go find some other video. Bye. This video is going to be long because I'm going to be informing you guys on a lot of things. One, for example, like what are the type of colors that are suited for you, what type of highlighting shades you should be using, what type of contouring shades you should be using, and you know, just the usual gist of how to contour and highlight. Let's just get started with the video because this video is going to be extremely long. So I'm going to let you guys know what I've already applied on my face, and I've already used the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the shade G3, as well as applied my concealer, which is the Garnier BB Eye Roll On. Now, in every contouring palette you have ever seen, it will always come with at least 2 to 3 highlighting shades and 2 to 3 like contouring shades or bronzy shades. So for example, this is my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. So it comes with 3 highlighting shades and 3 contouring shades. My trusty and lover of Mother Home Contour Kit comes with 2 highlighting shades and 2 contouring shades. My Australis ACountour palette comes with 3 highlighting shades and 3 contouring shades. And I'm gonna let you guys know what different shades means. So for example, from this palette, it comes with 3 shades, but then one of them is shimmery. So it's catered to 2 different skin tones, or in a pinkish undertone, and another one comes with a yellow undertone. Now these are for different skin types. If you have more pale to light skin, I would recommend you using the one with the pink undertones, especially if you're cool tone. This is to really brighten up that area. And if you're tan to medium skin, I would recommend you using the yellow banana shade, which is the one I currently use. And this one's actually supposed to be like one with that orangey kind of undertone. This is to match for really dark skin tones, but they don't have it in this palette. So if you're really dark, like NC50 and above, I would recommend not to buy this palette just because it will not match you. However, if you're not looking for a highlighting shade but you're looking for a contouring shade, I would recommend this palette because this contour shades, they are dark. They're extremely dark. These shades are highly pigmented. So if you have a very heavy hand, don't recommend it at all because this is like crazy. So the contouring shades come with a neutral, a cool undertone, and a warm undertone. Now if you want to bronze up your skin, you're gonna want to use a warmer bronzer. Now if you have really light skin tone, I would not recommend you to use too much of a warm undertone, but to stick more to a reddish undertone just so it will match your skin pretty much well. But if you have tan skin, I would recommend using like a more bronzy shade, like a more with a warm undertone in it. Now if you want to contour, I would recommend you use a cool tone shade. Now why I would recommend that? I mean, makeup is for fun. You can do whatever you like. You can contour with a warm shade, like that's up to you. But this is personally how I do it and how I think of it, like in my brain. Now you want to use a cool tone shade to contour your face because the natural contours of your face are like has a shadow, and shadows, they are naturally more grayish. So that's why I recommend you to contour it with a cool tone because it looks more natural. Makeup, it's not natural. You're never gonna find anything that's natural. So in technical terms, if you use a cool tone contour shade, it will look more natural, but realistically, you're putting on makeup, it's gonna look like you're gonna put on makeup, you know? They are affordable and you can find them at your drugstores. I'm pretty sure I only got this for like $20. This is not expensive, especially that it comes with 3 contouring shades and 3 highlighting shades. So this is the Australis ACountour palette. My Mother Home Contour Kit comes in 2 shades of highlighting and 2 shades of contouring, and both of them are cool tone. And this one has more of a white. This is white. Okay, this is white. This is white, and this is straight up like yellow. Now these powders, they are not that pigmented, but they're good. Like if you don't want to fork out $20 or you don't want to fork out $80, you can totally get this, and they can totally suffice you for the next like few months or even a year until you earn up the money to buy a contouring kit. You can get this at Tatiang for like $9.90. not least is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Now this also comes with oh my god, just dig my hands in it. This also comes with 3 highlighting shades and 3 contouring shades. Now this one is proper because it has all mattes. So for this palette, it comes with 3 highlighting shades. It comes with a shade that has more of a pinky undertone. It comes one with a yellow undertone, and it comes one with a orangey undertone. The pinky undertone are meant for people who are more pale to more light skin, and the yellow shade are meant for medium to tan skin. And this yellow banana shade can actually stretch out for really a lot of people, because this is like, yellow shades can really go up to really dark people as well. And this one is really good for underneath the eye to brighten up, as I said again. The one with the orangey undertones are meant for people with more darker skin tone. So these are like for the really dark people. Now this is really good to highlight your under eye as well. For the contouring shades, now if you want to bronze up your skin, you have to be more warm so it looks more natural, because naturally when you tan, your skin is more go to the orangey side of the spectrum of your actual face. So if you want to go for a more bronzy shade, I would recommend this, because this has more of a warm brown running through it. Now if you want to contour, you want to use a more cool tone shade, for example like this in the shade Subconscious. And if you want to have a more of a bronzy shade, you want to use the shade Shadow Play. And somber are for people with really dark skin. I personally don't think I can actually use this. This might be a little bit too dark for me, so I might not use it. Now contouring palettes are usually meant for makeup artists because they do on different clients. But if you're like me and you're just basically a psycho over makeup, you're just gonna buy it anyway. So I'm just telling you guys, like, this is what you should do. 2 more contouring shades I want to talk about, and firstly the first one is an affordable one. This is the e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer in St. Lucia. If you guys can't find a bronzer that can match you or to one that you can contour with, I would highly recommend the e.l.f. one. They are good. I used e.l.f. for about 1.5 years before I decided to get the Mother Home Contour Kit, and I only got the Kat Von D and Australis ACountour this year. So if not, I would have been using this a lot. I love this bronzer. I use it for such a long time. I've like created a dent in it. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a neutral bronzer, so you can warm up your skin with it as well as you can contour your skin with it. So this is a nice universal bronzer. I love this so much. Another bronzer I love to use for my face is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is more of a neutral undertone as well. I love this so much. I never thought it would actually suit my skin tone just because I thought it might be too light for me. But I think this bronzer actually suits so many skin tones. So if you are like me or maybe a little bit more darker than me, you can definitely pull this bronzer off. These retail for I think $50 in Sephora in Singapore. So if you're not willing to fork out that kind of money, then you don't really have to. Now this bronzer is my favorite, like my favorite bronzer ever, and I'm so sad the mirror broke the other day. My camera fell on it. I'm so sad. This bronzer is life. Not only does it smell like chocolate, it is amazing. It is so good. I love to use it to, you know, warm up my skin, to give me a nice contour. It pulls off a little bit more light on my skin, so I use it on days that I don't want to put a lot of bronzer on. This is like my favorite bronzer also. I know I have a lot of bronzers and I love all of them. Like, I wouldn't buy a bronzer that I don't love. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, now that I've told you guys the gist of it, let's just start with the actual tutorial. Taking a tapered brush like this, I'm going to go in with Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm gonna go in with the yellow shade and just apply that underneath my eye. See the difference? One, this is like more oily and this is more matte and it looks bright over here. So I'm going to put it on the other side as well. With that same shade, I'm going to apply that on the bridge of my nose, on my chin, as well as on the center of my forehead. I'm going to set my whole entire face with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in medium, and then I'll be back to show you guys how I contour. Now, I forgot to tell you guys, what I did was just apply underneath my eye. Now, if you want to get like a really highlighted look, you want to drag it all the way here, because that's the place where you highlight, like you actually use a highlighter, but now you want to use a powder, like mattifying highlighter. You want to drag it all the way in. I mean, all the way out. And this will give you a really nice, like, lifted effect. If your eye, this area is really small, like mine, I feel like mine is small, you don't have to drag it all the way out. That's why I didn't do that, but just for purpose sake, I'm just going to drag it all the way out. To bronze up my skin, I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And I'm using my Real Techniques contouring brush. Now, the way to bronze up your skin is to do like a, you know, the number 3 sign on your face, like a 3. So that's what you want to do. Now, I have a rather small forehead, so I'm not gonna bronze it up a lot. I'm just going to lightly dust it like that. Okay, see how my skin's getting warmer already? And then just drag it into your cheekbones and then down your jawline. Back in with the Kat Von D Shade and Light contouring palette. I'm gonna go in with this cool tone contouring shade, and I'm just going to start applying that on the cheekbones. I'm going to use this brush, and this has like a really nice fluffy angled type of brush. Not angled, but like a really nice chiseling kind of brush. So I'm going to use this brush, and I'm going to first dip it in lightly. Okay, that's not light, but you know what I mean. And just tap off any excess. And then find my cheekbones. So my cheekbones, you want to go from the tops of your ears all the way down to the corners of your mouth, but I don't like to go all the way here because it looks very drag-ish kind of look. I mean, if you like that personally, you guys can do that, but that's not me. And so I'm just going to drag it right like to the corners of the outer parts of my eye until here. So here to here. Okay? So I'm just gonna start placing the contour. Just gonna start placing it and then start trying to blend it out. The jaw, you want to go underneath your jaw, so you want to go from this part here, and then you want to drag it down. And you don't want to go, you don't want to hit this part of your face, you want to hit the underneath of the face. So it really carves out and chisels out that area. So I have them double chin, you know, the ones that we all have. I'm just going to do right underneath my chin here. Now I have a small forehead, so I'm just going to show you guys how I do it. I personally just go right at, like really at the outer parts of my forehead and just chisel them out. Side, and I'll be right back. So now we're going to contour the nose. Don't worry if your bronze or your contour look very messy. We're going to clean it up later. But now I'm going to show you guys how I contour my nose. Now, I'm not good at contouring my nose at all, so please mind me. I really don't know how to do it. I'm just going to do it on my own accord and how I just happen to see how my nose look like for the day. So I'm just going to go in with my Real Techniques detailed brush and just dip it into the shade. You want to tap off excess, okay? So I'm going to start here. So after you've contoured your nose, you want to highlight that area so that it will look very prominent. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here with my Real Techniques brow brush. And I'm going to first apply that on the center of my nose. Just like that. Just blending it in with my finger. And then go on the outer parts of my nose. So, like that. So basically where you want the contour to start is where you want to apply that highlighting shade. So now that we have fully contoured the whole entire face, I'm gonna go back in with the palette again, and with that yellow banana shade, I'm going to apply that underneath my cheekbones. With that same brush, I'm gonna take the lighter shade, just applying that right here, like right there, just to really carve it out. So yeah, that's how I contour and highlight my face with powder. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if this was informative enough. And yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Love you girls. Bye. Mwah.